What's up everyone on the internet? Thank you for making this video part today. I'm so excited to upload this one for you guys because for this video we'll be taking a look at an idol anime that took me by surprise actually with its story and music, and that would be 227. So this anime was released in early 2020 and it follows a group of random girls who have been summoned by a magic wall in order to form an idol group called 227. Now what I mean by magic wall is that one of the plot points for this series is that there is a giant wall slash shrine that is built beneath the zoo, and normally it'll spit out some commands for people to do, and whatever the wall spits out, you have to do. And I guess at some point it just started spitting out invitations for these random girls to form an idol group. It's funny because when I first grasped the concept of an all-knowing magic wall, it kind of reminded me of the magic conch shell from SpongeBob. Do you guys remember that? Oh, magic conch shell, what do I have to do to get more YouTube subscribers?
Nothing.
The shell has spoken! But anyway, this anime is about 12 episodes long and it focuses on these 8 girls doing whatever they can to be an idol group, even though they have zero experience with singing, dancing, or anything idol related. Now you'd think this sort of setting would set you up for a more comedy-like anime like Zombieland Saga. By the way, be sure to check out that video in the description down below, where we see a group of inexperienced girls go on wacky adventures as they strive to achieve an impossible dream. When in reality, this anime decides to hit on a more personal level, as we see some of the kind of struggles that these girls go through so that the audience can relate more to these characters. And with each member of the group getting their own episode to focus on their personal history and struggles, that's already 8 episodes. So when you look at it, most of this first season acts as an origin story for 227, while the remaining 4 episodes focus on the entire group. So looking back at this first season, I can totally see it as a setup where we first get introduced to these new girls, get familiar with them, learn more about their personal lives, have a rumble, stumble, tumble here and there, and then finish off with a big concert. Yeah, so season 1 acts more of a setup with its slow and subtle pace that slowly begins to build up in the final episodes, and just when you're excited to see what happens next, that's the end of season 1. Now when you compare this to another idol anime like Zombieland Saga, you can see that both of these shows have a very similar structure in terms of plot. But when you look at their tone and pacing, that is when these shows are very different. With Zombieland Saga, that anime hits the ground running with its comedy and absurd concept of zombies forming an idol group that you were immediately hooked on within the first episode. With 227, however, that anime is pretty much a slow burn that wants you to get familiar with these girls. And with 8 members of the group, you gotta be able to relate to at least one of them. Now this is sort of one little nitpick that I have, and one of the things that made it difficult for me to follow this group is that it's a group of 8 girls. Well, I have no problem with these girls, and believe me, I don't, but when you watch this anime with subtitles, there comes a point where you kind of get lost in the conversation as to which character is speaking to who, because there are so many of them, you kind of get lost within the group. Honestly, there was a point where I completely forgot their names, and the only way for me to distinguish them from each other is actually by their hair color, like that red hair girl. Ah, she's so cool. Oh yeah, there's also that brunette who can draw manga. Oh my god, that's so freaking cool. Seriously, out of all the members of this group, I can only remember 2 of their names. Miu, who's sort of the main character of the show, and it's actually right here down the corner. And then there's Nicole, who's sort of the bossy member of the group, but that's only because she wants everyone to be at their best. But despite some of the small nitpicks that I had, I pretty much enjoyed this anime. With only 12 episodes, it's pretty easy to binge through, but you gotta have the patience to do so. If you're expecting an exciting anime, you may want to lower your expectations because this show wants to focus on a more personal level. But if you're looking for an anime to chill and binge through, you may find this small show pretty interesting. And if the studio decides to greenlight a 2nd season, I would love to see where this story goes now that we have the whole group together. Well, that's gonna do it for this video, guys. That was my overall review for 227. If you like what you saw, click the subscribe button so you can get the latest updates from this channel. I'll see you all next time with a brand new video. Bye-bye.